Raymond John Shepard jgħallem l-squash mara l-missjoni fl-Afrika u llum hu l-ispirazzjoni ta' ħafna mill-membri ta' Survivors Group Malta, grupp magħmul minn persuni li għaddew minn mart, kundizzjonijiet ta' saħħa jew inkella nies li salvaw minn inċidenti kbar. Imma l-ħajja ta' John mhux minn dejjem kienet ħajja pjaċevoli. John tant għadda minn disgrazzi li qabel lilu nnifsu ma' qattusa b'disa' terwieħ. John ra l-mewt għal iktar minn darba. Meta kien għadu żgħir ittajr minn karozza u ta' 15-il sena nqabdulu saqajh f'ħabel waqt li qed jaħdem fuq tugboat u mnalla kien sieħbu illi salvaħ. 35 sena kien jgħix f'daqsxejn ta' kamra u beda jsofri mid-depressjoni. Infex fil-lussu u l-alkoħol sakemm wasal f'punt ikra f'ħajtu, 3 ijiem minn ħajtu li ma jafx ġara fihom. Wara 6 snin divorzjat reġa' sab il-kuraġġ li jħobb, imma din it-tfajla bdiet issofri minn kundizzjoni mentali u baqgħet sejra lura sakemm tilfet ħajjitha. Matul ħajtu kien ukoll vittma ta' xokk qawwi, bit-tobba jgħidulu li kien fortunat li baqa' ħaj, beda jsofri minn kundizzjoni fejn fid-demm tiegħu bdiet tinfirex sustanza velenuża u kellu jkun operat 4 darbiet. Lanqas f'pajjiżna ma sab sarħan mill-inċidenti għax waqt li kien qed jom fetaħ rasu mal-blat minn 3 postijiet u ftit ta' xhur ilu waqt li kien qed jagħmel xogħol volontarju waqa' minn fuq sellum u reġa' qasam rasu. Imma kien inċident ta' traffiku li bidillu ħajtu u l-attitudni tiegħu.
Since I had a very bad car accident, because it was a miracle I survived. I should have been dead. The car went underneath an articulated ladder between the back and front wheels. I can remember as the wheels were coming up over the bonnet, the windows blew out, the sunroof ran. I can remember saying goodbye.
Jiftakar li wara mumenti li ma jafx ġara u sapruħu f'nofs ta' triq bi ftit grif. Nofs il-karozza kienet qed taqbad mal-100 metru bot mill-kumplament tal-karozza. Imma minkejja dan kollu u jibqa' pożittiv.
One of my mottos is never look back and say what if. If you get the opportunity to take the chance and take a chance, at least you can say you tried.
Jgħid li dawn l-episodji kollha wieħed wara l-ieħor bidlulu l-attitudni minflok qata' qalbu.
And then my attitude changed at this time, thinking this is not a punishment. This is what I've done. This is an unfortunate thing that's happened to me. So now I look at it as a test that he has sent me to see if I can get through. And if I come out at the end of it with a smile on my face and a stronger person, then I've achieved what I wanted to achieve. And that's the role that I play at this moment in time.
L-esperjenzi kollha tiegħu, Richard xtaq iwassal dan il-messaġġ.
I always look back at the day, and before I go to bed, I always think to myself, what have you done today to make yourself proud?
Sanctuary.
I've been retired now for 10 years. One of the things when I retired was important to me, and that was I didn't want to become a couch vegetable. I wanted to take part in as much activity as I could to keep as fit as I could for as long as I could. So I've done various things like gone to Africa, trying to help build an orphanage. I did a lot of walking in Malta for Putina Care to raise funds for Putina Care. And then I went to the Malta Horse Sanctuary to take photos because it's one of my passions. But when I went there, they said they wanted volunteers. This was at the other place. So I volunteered to go there. Just after that, funny enough, they had to leave the premises and we had nowhere to go. And then the government offered us these premises here, but there was a lot had to be done to it. So from that point on, which is over 3 years ago now, from that point on, I came here every day instead of going to the other place and tried to prepare with other volunteers, and I was spending 12 hours a day here, preparing it ready for the horses to come across, which they did on the 1st of April 2014. So it's basically, I've been here since the beginning.
I have heard that you've transformed this place into nothing what it used to be like, and but this is all thanks to your good hands and to your voluntary work. You have green fingers, you do all kinds of works when it comes to woodwork, and tell me more about it, because this is your choice to
well, basically
offer.
what it amounts to really is if you go back to my youth, I'm dyslexic.
Dyslexic.
So when I left school, it wasn't recognized as an illness. So as far as the teachers were concerned, I was a stupid child. So I accepted the fact I was a stupid child. And it wasn't until later on in life that I started reading about it and realized I was dyslexic, which kind of changed me around a lot, because from that point on I started to fall in love with words and try and write poems and stories and so forth. But also I felt very lucky that although I didn't have an education, the guy upstairs decided that he would give me a practical mind. So I was able to work with my hands.
More than a practical mind, if I may say.
Imagination and a practical mind. So basically that's where it all comes from. I love working with my hands. I like creating things from nothing. For example, like the stone wall here. That was a rubbish tip. When I was clearing it, I come across all these stones and I put them to one side, and I thought, oh, I wonder if I could do a dry stone walling. I've never done it before, so that's my first attempt at dry stone walling, and I was very pleased with it. So I've been able to carry on with my imagination, and remembering, of course, that we don't have funds. We're short of funds. We're always short of funds. So it's looking around and seeing what materials people have donated to us that I can utilize to make things with. For example, when I made the tool shed, it wasn't a case of making a tool shed. It was a case of finding a door to make the tool shed fit that door, finding a window to make the tool shed fit that window. So basically, this is what it's all about. It's recycling.
Yes, it's all about recycling, and you manage to picture and transform those things that we usually throw away into something very useful. Is that right?
This is what I say. I have imagination. I picture something in my mind, and my goal is to make that.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's more than a practical mind.
Well,
more.
I don't know. I mean, the point of the when it's complete and I look at it and I'm happy with it, the satisfaction I get from it outweighs any of the work that I put into it, definitely.
And finally, what do you feel when you're here in this peaceful area surrounded with dogs and horses and greenery, all thanks to all your work as well, because we've seen your little garden coming to shape. What do you feel inside? I mean, these hours you spent here in this peaceful...
Well, to be honest with you, I live on the other side of the island. I live in Birkagara, built-up area. I come across this side of the island. The other side of the island, I call the concrete jungle. This is paradise to me. To come across into the countryside here, a beautiful sunny day, the dogs, the horses, working by myself, doesn't bother me at all, because as far as I'm concerned, this is paradise. This is where I want to be.
It truly is. Thank you, Ray, and thank you so much on behalf of all the volunteers, the Malta Horse Sanctuary. Thank you very much for all your hard work.
Thank you. My pleasure.